All right, we are good to go. Thank you for tuning into class today. I love doing these classes with you guys. And this month, our theme is leg strengthening. But one thing that I'm super passionate about is strengthening so that your function is easier, so that you feel stronger and walking is easier and stair climbing is easier. You can get up off the floor, off of a chair. These other day-to-day things are easier. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Most of them are seated exercises. We have one standing. It's kind of a sit to stand exercise, but do what you can. Ideally have some cold water nearby. Our heart rate will increase, our body's going to be moving, and that can increase our core temperature, which can cause heat intolerance. So sip water anytime you need. I'm going to get backwards here and we will get started. This chair out of the way. All right, that should work there. Go down a little bit further. We're going to start with cardio. I like to start all of my classes with cardio because if you don't know this yet, doing cardio exercises first primes your brain for neuroplasticity. So your brain is even more likely to find those neural pathways or strengthen neural pathways when you do cardio first. So with that said, sit up nice and tall in the middle or edge of your chair. Feet are firmly planted on the ground without your knees collapsing inward, so keep them out. Hands are in very loose fists, so don't squeeze, just very loose fists. And when you're ready, go ahead and start pumping those arms. And remember, the goal here is cardio, so maybe go a little bit faster than what feels comfortable, or maybe add more power, like punch up towards the ceiling with each one. Or bigger motion is another way to get more cardio exercise. So whatever you want to do, but get that heart rate up. We're not going to be here for too long. Keep swinging those arms. Make sure your knees are out. We have a tendency when we're doing more than one thing at a time for our legs to collapse inward. Keep them out. Keep swinging, go, go, go. We're going to end with 5 faster seconds, so faster than what you're going now. I'm going to count us down from 3, 2, 1. And when I say go, go as fast as you can. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow it down and stop. Shake your arms out, shake your fingers out too. They were just in a fist. Shake your shoulders, your arms. Our next one is going to be forward punches. So hands again are coming in a very light fist and punch forward at shoulder height. Again, the goal here is cardio. So maybe go a little bit faster or power or more motion, but just keep moving. There's a very little break between the cardio exercises, so that alone will make it feel like a cardio workout. Keep going, keep breathing. If for some reason this bothers your shoulders, just punch down towards your knees. Same thing, it's not any less effective. Those are all your options. Keep going. We are going to end with 5 faster seconds, just like we did the first one. But I'll give you a head start. All right, here we go. It's in 3, 2, 1, and go fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow it down and stop. And shake everything out. Take a deep breath if you need. Our final one that we're going to do, still punches, but instead of coming forward, we're going to rotate. This is going to wake our core muscles up, which we need to use our leg strength. So hands in light fists and go ahead and rotate side to side. It's up to you how far you want to rotate. If you want, you can really try to punch towards each side wall, or maybe you're just diagonal. Doesn't really matter. Just add a little bit of a twist to wake your core up. Keep going. Twist, twist, twist. This is a workout for your core, your shoulders, your arms, lots of different things. Keep going. We are going to end with 5 faster seconds, but we're not going to be turning as much. So it's going to look more like this versus twisting. I'll count us down, not just yet. Keep going. In 3, 2, 1, and go faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow it down. And then stop and shake out. You're done with cardio. Good job. Take a sip of water if you have it. I'm going to bring mine a little bit closer here. All right. So you guys, I want you to just kind of shake out, stretch out right now. I'm just going to quickly describe what we're going to do and why we're doing it. I think that's really important to understand. So thinking about activities that we need to do throughout the day, like standing up out of a chair, off of a toilet, a couch, etc., and sitting down without flopping, walking, stair climbing, all of those activities require that you're able to stand up and lift and lower and bend. If you can't lift or bend, all those things are going to be really challenging. And if you don't have the strength in this position, it's also going to be challenging. So that those movements are what we're going to be focusing on today. I'm going to change to the side and we'll get started. So I want you to sit either in the middle of your chair for our seated marching. I will say this is the hardest variation, so go for it if you want. But if it's too challenging, you can recline backwards, make sure your core muscles are tight, and you'll march from here. So that's going to be our first exercise. We're going to do 10 each side, alternating. So pick which position you want to do. I'm going to start straight up. I might end up reclining towards the end, but pick what you want to do. And when you're ready, start with one leg. So go ahead and lift and down. Just slow and controlled. We're not adding a pause, just slowly up and down, up and down. This is number 3, each side, and 4. Try your best to keep good posture. Nice. I just looked over. You guys look awesome. And down, and down. We're halfway. Keep going. Lift. Try to lift as high as you can. And even if you have one leg or both legs that are hardly lifting, that's okay. It's the effort that counts. That's what gets neuroplasticity working. Down. This is 8. Up, down, up, down. One more each side. Lift and relax. Try to let those legs go dead weight. Just fully relax. Scoot all the way to the back of your chair. And now we're going to bend our knees. So you're just going to bend one leg. So you're trying to bend your knee as much as possible. And you're pushing into that surface that you're sitting on and then relax. Then same thing on this other side. Pull, 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 and then relax. These muscles are our hamstring muscles. Those tend to cramp. So we're only going to do 7 of these each side. We won't do the full 10. So let's start with one leg. Sit up tall. And when you're ready, bend and relax. Then other side, bend, relax. Back to the first side, bend, pull, 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 relax. Bend, and there is a hold, just about 1 or 2 seconds. Pull, relax, pull, relax, pull, relax, pull, relax, pull, relax, pull, relax. 2 more each side. Pull, relax, pull, relax. 1 more each side. Pull, relax, pull, and relax. Again, those muscles can cramp out, so shake your legs, do a little stretch if you need. Just gonna let someone in from the waiting room. There we go. Okay, so we've warmed up our lifting and our bending muscles. Now we're gonna warm up our core. So scoot all the way to the edge of your chair. Sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna do one of my favorite core exercises, the seated ab lean back. So we're already sitting, so we just gotta lean back. So your hands are gonna be on your lap, or if you want this to be more challenging, you can cross your arms over your shoulders, and you're just going to hinge backwards as far as you can go without flopping like I just did. So back as far as you can go and then lift up. So we're gonna do 10 of those. When you're ready, slowly hinge back and up and back, nice and slow and steady and up. Going slow makes this harder. So if it's too challenging, don't go back as far or go a little faster. If it feels pretty easy, go slower and hold longer. Back and up. 5 more, we're halfway. Back, pause, up, back, pause, up, back, pause, up. 2 more. Back, pause, up. 1 more. I'm going to warn you now. We're going to hold longer. Go back and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Nice job. Relax, shake everything out. All right. Next one, since we're already at the edge of our chair, we're going to scoot backwards and then forward, backward and forward. So I'll stay showing you from this side for now. You're going to tighten your core, shift your weight, and move this leg back. Then keep your core tight, shift your weight this way, and this leg back. So we're just really breaking down, scooting all the way to the back of our chair. You're using your core and your leg muscles to do that. Once you're in the back, we're going to scoot forward. So shift your weight and scoot, shift, scoot, and scoot. So everyone start at the edge of your chair. We're going to do 7 of these. So back and forward equals 1. Okay. Sit up tall, tighten your core muscles. I want you to think about your core. That way it will engage. And when you're ready, let's scoot back. All of us are going to be a little bit different on how many scoots it takes. It's going to depend on your chair, your leg length, specifically your femur length. It's going to be different for each one of us. But once you're at the back, scoot forward. This exercise alone utilizes all of the muscles that we've strengthened so far. You have to lift to march. You're using your core and you're bending your knee. Bend forward. And back. So shoot for 7 times. Again, we're all going to end at a slightly different time depending on how we're moving. I'm going on number 4 right now. Forward. I'm going to switch my chair to the front just so you guys can see how much I'm moving. It shouldn't be a ton. So we are twisting side to side, but you shouldn't feel like you're going really far from one side to the other. Tighten your core. I have 2 more if you're staying at my pace. This is number 6 for me. Keep those core muscles nice and tight. Forward. My legs are getting tired. I have 1 more down and back. You can use your arm rest, by the way. If this is really challenging, feel free to use your arms for support. Once you're at the end, relax, and we have 1 more exercise to do before we repeat our circuit. So our final exercise of the circuit is sit to stand. There are 2 ways you can do this, depending if you want to do the regular way or a more challenging way. Both are equivalent. One is not better than the other. So the first option that you have is let me start over. You're starting at the edge of your seat. Your feet are wide and bend your knees. Setting yourself up in the right position is key to doing this well. So again, you're at the edge of your chair, knees are wide, feet are wide, bend your knees. Okay, so once you're here, option 1 is you're just going to scoot and hold and come back down and hold. So the goal is that your butt pops up off of your chair and down. You'll be working a lot of muscles in your legs and your glutes from this. Option 2, you're going to come and stand all the way up and then hinge and sit back down. Both are great. It doesn't matter which one you do. It's going to work our quads, our hamstrings, our glutes, lots of different muscle groups. So go ahead and do a practice one right now. Decide which one you want to do. If you want to just hold here or stand all the way up and then sit back down. The key to sitting back down, if you choose the last one, if you have done any programs with me before, you already know this, but if you haven't, the key to sitting down without flopping down is to hinge your hips. So your butt goes back and your shoulders stay forward, the whole time. Once your butt is touching, then you lift your shoulders up, okay? So whichever one you want to do, we're going to do 10 of those. So you're at the edge of your chair, feet are wide, knees are bent. Here we go. Go forward and either hold or stand up, and then sit back down. Nice, that was one. Let's do 9 more. Up and down. Up and down. So if you're standing all the way up, we're not standing for a very long time, because think about the people who aren't standing all the way up. They're in this hold for a very long time, and that's really challenging. Down. We're halfway, 5 more. Here and down. Up, hips hinge back and down. This is faster paced. Forward, up, hips back and down. Forward, up, hips, down. 2 more. Forward, up, hips, down. Last one. Forward, up, hips, down. And relax, take everything out. Take a sip of water if you've got it nearby. And we're just going to do a very quick stretch and then go right in for our second round. So we're using a lot of leg muscles. So we're going to do the figure 4 stretch. So grab one leg, put it on the opposite lower thigh. Sit up nice and tall. And if you're tight like me, you'll already feel a stretch just from sitting up tall. But if you need more of a stretch, you can hinge forward. You'll know you're doing this right if you feel the stretch anywhere on the outside of your hip or the outside of your thigh. Make sure this leg that's in the bent position is relaxed. It should be dead weight. All right, and sit up tall. Slouch so that stretch fully goes away, then lower the leg. And grab your other leg. And once it's anchored down, sit up tall as you can be, and hinge forward. Again, you should feel this on anywhere on the outside of your hip or outside of your thigh. All right, and when you're ready, sit back up tall, slouch to let the stretch go away, lower your legs, shake everything out, and let's go for round number 2. So we started with our marching, so we're going to repeat with our marching. Just as a reminder, your options are sitting up tall. This is the more challenging option, or recline. Equally as great, but this one will allow you to get more motion. So you can pick which one you want to do. We're going to lift 10 times each side, alternating. So tighten your belly muscles, and when you're ready, lift and down. So no hold here, just slowly up and slowly down. Lift, down, lift, down. And as I mentioned last time, if you have one leg or both legs that's really challenging, just do the best you can, even if it's not lifting at all. Effort is what we're going for with all these exercises. Lift, down, lift. We're halfway, 5 more. Down, lift, down, lift. Keep those ab muscles nice and tight. Core is engaged. Lift, 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 down, lift, down. 1 more each side, lift, and lift, and relax. Sit up tall, and now we're going to scoot our butts all the way to the back of the chair. And you're going to bend your knees. So we're going to bend one leg, hold, 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 relax. Same thing on the other side. We're going to do 10 of these. So when you're ready, sit up tall, engage your belly muscles. Hands can be anywhere you want them to be. And go ahead and bend, hold, relax. Bend the other side. We're going alternating. The reason to alternate is to hopefully reduce the likelihood of that muscle cramping. Bend, relax, bend. You'll know you're doing this one right if you feel the muscles tightening behind your knee or on the back side of your hamstring. Relax, bend, relax, bend, relax, bend, relax. That was 5, just 2 more each side. Relax, bend, relax, bend, relax, and 1 more, bend, and relax. Shake them out, especially if you feel like you did get some tightness in your muscles there. Now scoot to the edge of your chair. I am making us move all around the chair on purpose today. The more we move around, the more we're engaging our core and our hip flexors. So we're back to being at the edge of our chair. Your hands can either be on your lap or, for a harder version, crossed along your shoulders. And we're going to hinge backwards. Go back as far as you can go without plopping. We're all going to look different for this. There are some days where I can only go back here before I feel like I'm going to plop. Other days, I can go all the way back here. So it doesn't matter as long as you feel your abs engaging. So when you're ready, we're going to do a slow 10. So slowly back, hold, and up. Back, pause, up. Back, pause, up. Nice. Slow and steady. Back and pause, up. Back, up. That was 5. We're halfway. Back, pause, up. Remember, your mind is focusing on your abs. If you're not focusing on your abs, your hip flexors might be overworking. And up, back. This is number 9. And up. We have 1 more. Go back and hold longer. Stay, stay, stay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull up. And then relax. You can slouch and shake it out. Moving right along. Our next one is our scooting. So we're at the edge. We're going to scoot back and then forward, back and forward 7 times. Whatever pace works for you. I think I scoot back it takes me about 4 or 5 before I'm all the way back at my chair. For you, it might be 5 or 6 or 3 or 4. So just do what you can. We're going to do it 7 times. Back and forward counts as 1. Tighten your belly muscles, sit up tall, your best posture, and let's go ahead and scoot back. So you have to shift your weight, then lift a leg, shift and lift, shift and lift, and then forward. Shift and lift. Nice job, guys. Keep going. So you're shifting your body weight to one side so that frees you up to move the leg. If you have a lot of body weight on one side, you're not going to be able to lift that leg. Keep going. I don't know about you guys, but I am hearing some snap, crackles, and pops in my hip. Okay, that was 4 for me. Keep going. I have 2 more if you're staying with me. This is number 6. Keep those abs tight. This should feel like a core exercise and a hip flexor exercise and a knee flexor exercise. You'll feel it wherever it's most challenging for you. That's going to be different for every one of us. Once you're at the end, you've done 7, you can stop and take a break there. All right. Our final exercise of the sequence is our sit to almost stand or our sit to stands. Just as a recap, widen your knees and then bend your knees. So you should be at this angle. Option number 1, hop your butt up and hold. You will feel this in your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings. It's hard because it's an isometric hold. So that's option number 1. Option 2 is stand all the way up. But when you sit down, remember, hinge and then lower. I'm going to do the hold this time because last time I did the stand all the way up, but you guys can do whatever you prefer. We're going to do 10. So shake everything out, readjust. If you moved like I did, make sure your feet are still wide, knees are bent. Sit up tall and abs are tight. From here, either hold or go all the way up. Lean forward and go up and then down. Nice, and forward. And either stay here with me or go up and down. So we'll try to keep it about the same pace, but it does take longer to stand all the way up and then sit back down and down. Forward, hold or stand and down. Forward, hold or stand and down. Forward, this is halfway. Keep your abs tight and down. 5 more, forward and hold and down. Forward. Nice job, guys. I saved the hardest for last. This uses everything and down. 3 more, forward and down. Oh, I feel my legs shaking. 2 more, forward, hold, 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 and down. 1 more, forward, hold, and down. And relax, shake everything out. We're just going to do a quick stretch. Let me just see time. Oh, perfect timing. Okay, so we're going to do 2 stretches and then call it a day. By the way, awesome job. Those are all seated for the most part exercises, but they use so many muscle groups. Again, you used your core, the front and sides and back, your hip flexors, your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, your knee flexors, even your ankles and balance. So you just worked a lot of muscle groups in 30 minutes. Let's stretch it out with a hamstring stretch first. So straighten one leg. The knee should be as straight as you can get it. Doesn't matter what your ankle is doing. Hands on your opposite lower thigh. Sit up tall and then hinge forward. And you'll know you're doing this right if you feel it on the back of your hamstring, back of your leg, upper leg. When you're doing this stretch, try to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. I know we're not necessarily doing an upper body stretch right now, but it's so easy for our shoulders to come up towards our ears. Keep them down. All right, when you're ready, sit up tall. Try your best not to use your arms as you bend that leg and then straighten the other leg. Hands are placed down at the opposite lower thigh. This knee is as straight as possible. Whatever your ankle wants to do is fine. Sit up tall, best posture, and then hinge. Woo, my left is tighter. Again, you should feel this anywhere on the back of your upper thigh. It doesn't matter if it's behind your knee or your glutes or middle of the road. You'll feel it wherever your body is tightest. Just stay here. Keep breathing, shoulders down away from your ears. And when you're ready, slowly come back up this way. Our final stretch is going to be one for our inner thighs, because when you're walking and stair climbing and standing up and sitting down, it's very common for your knees to kiss inwards towards each other. So we got to have that flexibility to keep them out. So scoot back towards the middle of your chair and separate your feet as wide as you can comfortably go. You can either place your hands on your lower thighs or your forearms, doesn't matter, and you're just going to hinge forward. You're just going to stay here. Ideally, you'll feel a stretch on one inner thigh or both inner thighs. If you want to play around a little, you can twist towards one side, and that will usually increase on one side or the other. If you are twisting, go ahead and twist the other way. Nice, slow and steady. I love this stretch. This one also feels really good for me. Keep breathing. If you are twisting, come back to the middle. A few seconds longer here. And then when you're ready, come all the way up. Shake your wrists out. If you did have your wrists on your thighs, move your feet in. And if there's any other stretch that you want to do right now, feel free to do that. I'm going to come up a little closer to you guys. I'll answer any questions that you have. And also, as a last note for me to leave you guys on, again, just remembering the importance of strengthening for your goals. Strengthening in the general sense can be very different than strengthening to improve your walking or strengthening to improve your stair climbing or getting up from the floor. So it's really important to know what your goals are and then get strengthening exercises for those specific goals. Then from there, we let neuroplasticity take over, which is things like high quality, but your best quality with high repetitions and lots of rest breaks. So awesome job. I'm gonna be here for a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions, I'm open to answering those. Oh, and if you don't know who I am, hopefully you do, but if you don't, I'm Dr. Gretchen Hawley. I'm a physical therapist in the States and a multiple sclerosis certified specialist. So I teach with overcoming MS twice a month with various topics. So this month is our leg strengthening. We have other months where we focus on balance or stretching, core, posture, lots of different topics. All right, Jean says, thanks, Marianne. So by leaning back on the chair, my feet lift up. What can I do against it? It might be the chair. Great question. So if when we're doing, I'm assuming this is our seated ab lean backs, if your feet lift up, there's two things you can do. Number one, you can just let them lift up. As long as you're still feeling it in your core muscles, your belly, then that's fine. But option number two, don't go back as far. It is possible to not go back as far and still feel it in your core. You might just hold longer. So never exercise in a wheeled chair like this. But if you normally are going here and your feet pop up, maybe just go back here, but hold. Maybe stay here for 10 seconds if you can, or 20 seconds, how long. But if it's not back as far, hold longer and you'll definitely feel that. But you're right too, it could be the chair that you're using. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Oh, one question, I forgot to mention this, but I get it a lot. So someone might be thinking it. One question I get frequently when we're doing the scooting forward and scooting backwards is, do you move your feet? So hopefully you guys could see my feet, but yes, you do move your feet forward and backwards while you're scooting. If you didn't, you wouldn't effectively be able to fully scoot forward or backwards. So just wanted to clear the air with that too. Any other questions? Don't see any in the chat, but I want to give people a chance in case they're typing. Otherwise, this is my last class of September. I can't believe it's already the end of September, but we have our meditation class next Wednesday, and that is with Patricia Hawley. She's a registered yoga teacher and MS trained through the National MS Society. So she does one meditation class per month and one yoga class per month. So that's gonna be next Wednesday at the same time. Anne says, should we do the exercises every day? Also, are you doing any more sessions? Yeah, so I'm not sure off the top of my head. I could look it up quickly when in October are my sessions, but there's research out there, two different forms of research specifically for exercising with MS. One of them says that if you have MS, it is best to exercise 5 to 6 days a week, but always take at least 1, if not 2 rest days. So that's what I tell my clients to do, is 5 to 6 days, never 7 full days. Other research show, and I believe this one comes from the National MS Society, has suggested 150 minutes of exercise a week. So you can, if you exercise just 4 days, that might be something like, I don't know, 40, 45 or so minutes. If you exercise 5 days a week, that's 30 minutes. If it's 6 days, it might be more like 20, 25 minutes. So you can make it work for you. But those are the 2 guidelines that I have my clients follow. I am going to look up quickly for you guys my October classes. So October, our theme, oh, this is a really good theme. We haven't done this one before. We've been teaching these classes for several months now, but this is the first time we're doing this topic. So our topic for October is calming your nervous system. I've been learning a lot from healthcare professionals recently on various exercises and strategies to calm our nervous system. Most of us, myself included for sure, are in fight or flight mode more than we even realize throughout the day. And when you have MS, you're in fight or flight mode more than the average person. And when we are in fight or flight mode, our body responds differently. It gets stressed more easily. It's harder to relax and let tension go because it's used to being in this position and in that fight or flight mode. So it's really, really important to calm it down and make it feel safe so that our body can move more fluidly and easily in the way that we want it to. So that is our theme for October. And this layout is going to be, my class is October 5th. And then we have Patricia, she's going to be focusing on the vagus nerve. I don't know if you guys know much about that, but it's going to be awesome, with yoga on October 12th, Patricia again on October 19th for the meditation, and then me on October 26th. And that's going to be same thing, reducing inflammation as well as calming the nervous system. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I will see you on October 5th. Have a great rest of your month. My email's always open. If you ever have any questions for me, you can reach out to me. It's Gretchen@drgretchenhawley.com. I'm also on Instagram as Dr.Gretchen. I have a YouTube page of Dr. Gretchen Hawley. So if you just put my name in Google, hopefully some of those will pop up. But reach out if you need anything. And otherwise, I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. Lovely.